Good morning, my name's Andy Gillingham. I work for Gloucestershire Fire and Rescue Service. I work in the community safety team of the service. Every year the service attend over 300 domestic dwelling fires in the county. Now of those fires, over 50% start in the kitchen, and the vast majority of those kitchen fires are related to cooking activities in some shape or form. On the 5th of December last year, the service received a call to an address in Cheltenham, a reported house fire. The crews attended the scene very quickly and they discovered a fire, quite a severe fire that had developed in the kitchen, started in the kitchen and spread to other parts of the building. So the crews tackled the blaze. It was a fairly significant fire that had started in the kitchen. Unfortunately, a lady who was at the premises had suffered some smoke inhalation and had to be taken to hospital for treatment. The crews fought valiantly and the fire was stopped, but unfortunately there was quite significant damage to the property. I'm glad to report that the lady has now been discharged from hospital and has actually kindly agreed to talk to us today about her experiences. So we're at the house and we're going to talk to Mrs. Cripps about what happened that day. Well, I'm with Mrs. Cripps now in the kitchen where the fire started. Good morning, Mrs. Cripps.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Well,
today.
It's going to help somebody else get on with it.
Yeah. You've been very brave coming back into your house. It's the first time since the fire started, I understand. Yeah. Could you tell us, in your own words, what happened the day of the fire?
Well, I'd put my lunch in the living room. I'd grilled something or other that I was going to eat for my dinner.
Yeah. And
I hadn't put the grill out. And the fire alarm started to go off, like the clappers. Right. And I panicked, and I'd also left the pan on with the flame. Right. And when I came down, the grill, it was sort of doing nicely, thank you. The fire had taken hold. And the neighbours had seen signs of smoke. Right. They'd called the fire engine. Right. They'd called the ambulance. So I suppose, I don't know what time limit you could put on it, but probably not very long. So what gave you the warning, and the smoke alarm? I think it must have been the smoke alarm. Yeah, the smoke alarm. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone should have one. So then did you leave the... I went out there, right. I opened the door and I left it open. Right. And as I went out, so the firemen came in. Right. And then what happened? Did the ambulance crews have to treat you? The ambulance crews came and gave me oxygen. Right. And could see the state I was in, and I presume that this showed then. Right. Yeah. And they just put me in the ambulance and took me to Gloucester, and then Gloucester organised me to go down to Frenchie. Right. And how long were you in hospital for? Oh, only 2 nights. 2 nights. Yes. So you're getting better. But yes. How long do you think before you'll be able to be back in your home? That depends on how long it takes them to put it right, doesn't it? Sure. I mean, as soon as it's been done, I'll be back. As one final thought, is there anything, reflecting on your experience, is there anything you would want to say to anybody about how they need to take care with cookers and with regards to fire? Watch what you're doing, turn the cooker off. Smoke alarms are a great thing, they warn you. Absolutely, I would go for that. People that, I know they can be switched off, but I would never, ever switch it off. No. After this, because even if you're baking, if your saucepan falls dry, the smoke alarm will go off, and that's in a really good position at the top of the stairs. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for talking to us today. Well, I think you've been very brave. If it's going to help anybody else, and if it's going to, I'm sure it will. And if we can bring the shutters down now, and they'll be able to get in and get on with the house. Lovely. The sooner they get on with the house, the sooner I can be back in. Sure. And the sooner I can get back down back on track again. Back on with your normal life. Yeah. Well, I hope that happens really quickly for you. Well, thanks ever so much. Well, we're back outside the property now. I'm sure you'll agree, Mrs. Cripps is a very brave lady. Some very important safety messages there about cooking safety. The first message I think to take away is get a smoke alarm fitted. If you haven't got a smoke alarm in your house, call us on 0800 180 41 40. Smoke alarms are free, they're supplied by Gloucestershire Fire and Rescue Service. We'll come and do a home fire safety check on your home, give you some important fire safety advice, and like in the case of Mrs. Cripps, it could save your life.